So, a new Resident Evil Village demo dropped at the weekend, and for some reason, I was convinced that these demos were only playable on the PlayStation 5. And because, like most of you, I have been unable to get my hands on a PlayStation 5, I was missing out and I was incredibly disappointed about that. But apparently, they do, of course, run on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro. And as I have a Pro, I jumped at the chance to download this demo and jump in to see exactly what this little slither of glimpse of gameplay this game is going to give us and what we can expect from the full retail release later on in May. I have some thoughts and I really want to share them with you. So, the first thing I was worried about was that this game is heavily promoted to be a next generation Resident Evil experience. And I was really worried, as some of you may be as well, that playing this game on 7 to 8 year old hardware on the PlayStation 4 or the base Xbox One S might be a severely compromised experience. Now, I was playing on the PlayStation 4 Pro, so I still can't give a true impression as to what it is like to play on the oldest of the old hardware for that generation. But I can say that if you have a PlayStation 4 Pro, and I'm sure an Xbox One X respectively as well, the experience you're getting of the Resident Evil Village game when it launches in a few weeks is going to be really, really quite something. I was thoroughly impressed. Now, the game comes with two game modes. And the first one is prioritize the resolution, which means you're going to be getting possibly a native 4K, or maybe it's going to be some dynamic scaling going on to get up to that figure. But it is a capped frame rate. But what is most interesting is that there is a second option, which is prioritize performance, and that's the one I played it in, and that is one I will definitely be playing it in on launch date, unless I manage to pick it up for my Series X, but that's a whole other question, whole other video. This is about the PlayStation 4 Pro. Now, the demo I was playing was in performance mode, and that locks the frame rate at 1080, so full HD. Luckily, I was playing on my gaming monitor, so it looked really, really good. And it gives you 60 frames per second. Now, from what I can tell, it was so smooth. It was so impressive. And because I was playing it on a 1080 monitor rather than performance mode on a 4K television, the picture looked pristine. I was thoroughly impressed. And what is more incredible is this game engine seems to be so incredibly scalable. Ever since, what was it now? I'm thinking the Resident Evil 2 remake, obviously built on the RE engine. Devil May Cry 5 uses it. Monster Hunter Rise uses the RE engine that Capcom have created here. And of course, Resident Evil Village is the latest iteration of that. The scalability of this engine is incredibly impressive. And it really seems like, regardless of which platform you're going to be playing this on, which generation you're going to be playing it on, Lady Dimitrescu is going to be able to step on you in all her glory. No potato mode, no weird, laggy textures popping in that is going to give you that horrible effect of like, just mush on the screen. It really seems like Capcom are doubling down on making the Resident Evil experience so high premium quality feel across the board, across the generations, and that is an incredible thing to see. Now, I was playing on PlayStation 4 Pro, as I mentioned. The first thing that really struck me was the denseness and the atmosphere of the lighting of the mansion, the Castle Dimitrescu, which is what this demo was all about. You only get 30 minutes, or you got 30 minutes to explore, and I didn't get very far. I was foolishly looking around trying to solve puzzles and things which I had no chance of solving, but I was just so captivated by the artistry and the design of the interiors. It is so baroque, so like ornate and opulent, and the lighting and the gold gilding everywhere, and the oil paintings on the wall, and the mahogany of the banisters in that main hall area, which you've probably seen on trailers. Really, really something. And it's made me super excited for when the game properly launches. I think it's in May sometime. Beginning of May? Mid-May? I'm not too sure now. I need to double check that. But I was interested in Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8 ever since the reveal trailer. And now that I've got my hands on it, I'll be able to play it in the performance mode. It is so incredibly smooth and polished. And I'm super excited for it. Now, one of the things that I really liked about the new move set, I think Ethan moves. There's a slight floatiness to the camera when you're turning. It's not quite, shooter sharp, but it's not supposed to be. But there is a snappiness to his movement, which I really, really appreciate. And there's a block move, which I think is new for the series. Certainly, I'm not sure if that was present in Resident Evil 7 or not, but I used it a few times in my encounters with some freaky looking characters in what was like this dungeon, underground, sewery, cellar type of environment. And incredibly useful to be able to block and then just recoup yourself and then either unload on them or try and turn it and run away. But I'm really impressed with the improvements and the refinements that the Capcom team have done with this title. And honestly, I'm super excited to play more. I love the new vendor, this big, almost grotesque like character who's super sinister. I don't know if the "what are you selling" gear is chap is gonna be in this one or not, but this other vendor is equally disturbing, I would say, but also very well animated. That is one of the things that you will notice is just how well animated the characters are in this game when it goes to either the cinematics or the real-time in-engine sequences that are playing from, of course, Ethan's point of view. It is very immersive. It is very impressive. And there is, I think, another demo coming out just before launch, which I'm hoping is going to be available on all platforms. It's a little bit of a shame that it's only exclusive to the PlayStation at the moment. But again, foolish me, which I said at the beginning, I didn't realize the demo was playable on PlayStation 4. I thought it was only for PlayStation 5 users. But I'm really thankful that I got to try it out on my PlayStation 4 Pro because, yeah, I like it a lot. And I'm really not a horror guy, but there's something about Resident Evil, and there's very much something about this. I'm excited to just explore this mansion, discover all of its secrets, all of its passageways and pathways and puzzles, and get stepped on by Lady Dimitrescu. So that's my initial thoughts of the latest Resident Evil Village demo. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Until next time, guys, later.